Alright, here we go. Oh god. Here's hoping things are working. That sounds good. Okay, cool. Alrighty, dighty. Oh, grab the wrong controller. There's too many controllers around me. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to hanging out with Senpai as we continue Ace Attorney Investigations collection and just slowly die inside. God, this game. It's interesting because it's like I don't remember hating it as much as a kid, but as I've been playing through it again with you guys. God, does it suck? But we're gonna do it because I do wanna play the sequel because I've never had the chance to, even though I've heard it's just as bad, if not worse. But it's also I want to do the timeline justice and do everything I can. Meaning one day, if I can ever figure out how to stream it, I would love to stream the Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton game, as much as that one frustrates me as a... Hello, Josh. As much as that game frustrates me as a crossover, because it feels a little one-sided to who it prefers, or who it's like... When you're having a crossover, you'd like to have both sides be honored and have really cool moments. I don't feel like Phoenix got as many cool moments as Professor Layton did. But that's for another time. Let's get into Turnabout Reminiscence and go back in time again. Because nothing happens in chronological order in this game at all. Kay Faraday, the young lady who calls herself the second Yatagarasu. The piece of cloth that she conjured up has taken me back to many years ago. Here we go. 7 years earlier. Yay! Oh, hi, Judge. Oh, shit, I have to do the judge, too. Who are these bitches? Yeah, that's right, I did it. I killed the guy. Thanks, defendant. But it was the great thief Yatagarasu that told me to do it. I asked the defendant, just what exactly are you trying to say? Don't you get it? I know the true identity of Yatagarasu. What? Crazy. Yatagarasu is the man standing over there at the prosecutor's bench. Are you saying that I'm the Yatagarasu? Don't you dare deny it! You told me to kill him when you snuck into the embassy! Oh my god, the prosecutor's a killer? Are you claiming that Mr. Faraday is the Yatagarasu? That's exactly... Mr. Rell, I think we've heard just about enough out of you. Your Honor, please listen to me! I'm telling the truth! You gotta believe me! It looks like I might have found a slight solution to our latency issue. Please let me know if anything's kind of weird about like audio or anything, because I've found a latency option. New prosecutor shall be called to replace Mr. Faraday. This court will be in recess until the new prosecutor is ready. Peace out, bitches. Oh, little baby Edgeworth, we haven't seen you since Trials and Tribulations. It's almost time for me to enter the courtroom. And so it is that my first assignment as a prosecutor will be as a replacement for a prosecutor who has been accused by the defendant. Yeah, fair, I guess. Josh, that's fair. Edgeworth! What was that mouth? Why did we make Von Karma a fucking... What was that? Edgeworth. Edgeworth. Sir. Have you read over all the documents regarding this trial? Yes, sir. I've memorized everything there is to know. Very good. The paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is just about complete. Edgeworth, Always bear in mind that as your mentor, I, Manfred von Karma, Jesus, will accept nothing short of perfection. I understand, sir. To have the chance to stand in court at such an early stage in my career, I am honored and proud. As I have watched over your studies, I am giving you this very rare chance. Prove yourself. Crush the defendant's pathetic lies into oblivion. Yes, sir! That such a legendary prosecutor will be watching and judging my performance. I have to be perfect in every way. Oh, I took a step, I guess. Oh, there we go. Hello. Let's look at everything. This should lead to the defendant lobbies. Edgeworth, where is your composure? If you wish to take a look at your enemy, do so in the courtroom, as you crush him. Indeed, thank you. You are a man of wisdom and experience, sir. Okay. A bulletin board. There are trial schedules posted on it. I wonder if, I know one of the animes made a big deal of, like, people had to buy tickets to come see these trials and stuff. Like, it was really showing how dark the trial system had become. I wonder if that's true in the video games, honestly. Trial scheduled for this week, huh? There's only today's trial listed. This must be a mistake, or this country's judicial system is not working as it should. I think having less trials is actually honestly okay, unless there's that many crimes. Hopefully it's less crimes. This is so good! I could drink a whole gallon! Of water? I've never heard of water that tastes that good. Maybe I'll give him a minute. Oh god. Does he plan on gulping an entire reservoir dry? Yes, he does. Though it looks like he's dealing with something that's broken. Excuse me, madam, but is something the matter? I just thought someone would have brought hors d'oeuvres by now. But this is a courthouse. It would be quite atypical to provide hors d'oeuvres here. Are you sure? Someone poured me a fresh cup of coffee last time I was here. What the heck does she think a courthouse is for? Hello, small child. Aren't these great? Daddy made all of these. Oh, cool.
Awesome! But didn't you get fired right after you made them?
Oh my god. Yeah, I did. I spent the same amount of money on this model as it cost to build the real thing! And my boss wasn't very happy with me.
Hey, Daddy, didn't you say you built a secret mechanism inside of it? What?
I'll tell you about it someday when you're older. A secret mechanism? Maybe installed it as a payback for getting fired. It could be trouble. Now I'm curious. I am too. A model of the courthouse. It's pretty well constructed. Hands and a face? Don't tell me that this thing transforms! It's a transformer? Really, dude? But I wonder what other purpose could have been made. You made a fucking transformer? My god. I love you, sir. Alright, these are all just cards. Oh, is that the thinker? What are you doing there? Bookshelf, huh? Compendium of Laws for Beginners. I don't have the time to read this and second guess myself now. But look at the thinker. That's a murder weapon in the future. Hi, Manfred. Manfred. Today's trial should have ended in just 1 minute. Because the defendant was picked up by the security camera, correct? Exactly. The killer had the gall to say that he only killed because he was instructed to do so. Even more outrageous is his claim that the case prosecutor, Byrne? I want to say it's Byrne. Byrne Faraday gave the order. Ha! Faraday is such a fool. He's been cornered by his very own prey. Sir, are you an acquaintance of Mr. Byrne Faraday? He is a pathetic man who speaks nothing but nonsense. Hi, Muffin Boy. Nonsense? He once tried to explain to me a way of punishing those who cannot be brought to court. Those who cannot be brought to court? That is nonsense, for no man is above the law. as he says this directly to the man who murdered his father. Well, there are always a few exceptions. Like me, for example. Ow, my shoulder hurts. However, there is no reason to even deal with such individuals. A prosecutor is a guardian of the court, one with no obligation to outside matters. Thus, there is no reason to deal with such individuals, I see. Edgeworth, disgracing yourself as Faraday has will not be forgiven. Have no fear. I will not let you down, sir. In place of the accused, Prosecutor Byrne Faraday, I'll prove the defendant's guilt. Very good. I've secured an hour of recess for you to prepare to do just that. Show them all the power of Von Karma.
Okay. Why didn't I take your last name? I mean, like, I'm happy that we didn't take your last name knowing what we know, but like, why didn't we? Or maybe you were just like, no, I've adopted, no, he wouldn't even allow you to have it. Honestly, he hates your guts. Edgeworth versus Edgelord, who wins? I think Edgelord would win simply because he is utter nonsense, and Edgeworth does not know how to deal with that. Now, Phoenix versus Edgelord, that's a different story. I think they would be on even playing fields. So have you achieved a firm understanding of the case? Yes, sir. I have memorized everything that is written down in the case files. Well then, explain the case to me. I want to see if you really know what you are talking about. I don't, sir. I actually haven't looked at anything. I don't have anything, sir. I need the evidence. Understood. A murder was committed on September 8th in front of the the Cadopian Embassy. The victim, Mr. Dade Man, was a staff member at the embassy. My God, Phoenix Wright Games, you're Ace Attorney, that's way too on the goddamn nose. The defendant in this case, Mr. Mackerel. Why fish? Why is he a fish? Why the pun of a fish? Was held for questioning the night of the incident as he was deemed suspicious. He was quickly placed under arrest for possession of the murder weapon, a gun. Furthermore, at the time of the murder, the great thief Yatagarasu had successfully infiltrated the Cadopian Embassy as well. At first, Rel claimed that he himself was the Yatagarasu, but that he did not kill Dade Man. I wonder what he expected to gain from such a desperate lie. It's possible that he wants to go down while in the spotlight, if he is found guilty. The selling edges. Funny enough, Luke brings up that edgelord joke to me on occasion, like fairly frequently on occasions, so it'll pop back up at some point, I'm sure. Especially if he's listening while at work. And then he'll be reminded. There truly is no limit to people's what? Oh, I think that's supposed to be insanity, but they forgot the S. There is no limit to people's inanity. Inanity. But I digress. Continue, Edgeworth. Yes, sir. During the trial, the prosecution presented the security footage that captured the murder. My God. The footage clearly showed Mr. Rel as the murderer. The act of Mr. Rel firing the gun could be clearly seen from the visitors' gallery. Upon seeing that, the defendant retracted his statement and admitted to the murder. Oh, that's Edgeworth still. I did it because I was told to. By the real Yatagarasu, Bryn Faraday. Byrne Faraday. The R is in the different spot. That sounds about right. However, you've forgotten one thing. While this may appear to simply be the murder of a Cadopian Embassy staff member, people are actually referring to it as the second KG-8 incident. The second KG-8 incident? I'm very sorry, sir. I fear I failed to study hard enough. Well, even among the police, it's information that only a select few are privy to. Could you please enlighten me, sir? So what do you mean by the second KG-8 incident? Why are all our cases? This is something I need to ask, like, my uncle at some point. Like, or even my father-in-law. Do we name cases? Because, like, I don't think we name cases with 2 letters and a number here in the States.
It's usually defendant, what is it? Plaintiff last name and or, you know, the state v defendant last name is usually, I think, how we name cases here in the States. But I wonder if there's in police filings, because that's like very much court cases. I wonder if police filings name them 2 letters and a number. Something I'll have to ask my uncle. In order for me to tell you that, you must first learn about the original case. Take a look at these documents. It just chucks paper in Edgeworth's face like, fuck you. This is a 3-year-old newspaper. That's all that's in here. Why? Oh, let me look at this. CCU is the victim. Cadopian embassy staff member Manny Cochin found not guilty. A shadow over the Amano group. What's its relation to the smuggling ring? Oh, the smuggling ring. You have heard of the Amano group scandal before, correct? For those who were not in the last stream, the Amano group is like a mafia family in this universe that Edgeworth has some ties to, I think, through Manfred. And the last case, we were dealing with the kidnapping of the Amano group's heir. And I think the KG8 incident was brought up, and that I think the butler that died in that case took the fall for it. Henry Stickmin? Henry Stickmin? Oh, yeah. Henry Stickmin is in another... Oh, shit. Which case was he in? I don't remember. I want to say that... Is that newer cases? I don't remember. Yeah, I appreciate the punniness of... Like, I'm not usually a fan of puns, but these ones feel so clever, except for Dead Man. That's very, very too much on the nose. It's kind of nice already having this, like, easier back and forth, I feel like. How is it in chat? Am I responding pretty quickly now? Because I've changed latency stuff. Yes, I have. The secretary of Ernest Amano, the Amano Group's director, was arrested. Under suspicion of smuggling. Correct. CCU was an employee of the Amano Group. Yay, that's exciting. Okay, I figured out some latency stuff. Luke will be happy about that. Edgelord streams will go a little bit smoother. So will his streams in general. And the sole witness to the smuggling operation. It was she who brought the crime to light. However, Miss Yu was silenced before she could testify in court. Was it a Cadopian embassy staff member arrested for the murder? Yes, a Cadopian by the name of Manny Cochin was the suspect. Now, I get, like, many coaching, like, probably, like, sports coach, but I don't think we get to see this character, so I'm trying to figure out why they chose the pun they did. However, due to the lack of evidence, the case went unresolved. If I was in charge, it would have been solved in 30 seconds. Lack of evidence. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze here, I think. Oh, God. I think I'm okay. Ha! If only I was in charge of the case, I would have done everything in my power to prove his guilt. To make sure that all criminals are found guilty, my mentor really is dedicated. Faraday was the prosecutor on the case then, and he was as pathetic as ever. Mr. Faraday was in charge of the KG8 incident as well. That's right. And now, once again, the victim of the case you are currently assigned to was someone who was scheduled to testify against that smuggling organization. And just like that last time, the victim was murdered right before he was to testify. You're catching on. The victim was murdered just before his day in court against the smuggling organization. I know, it's the worst. I fucking hate it. I'd rather either the feeling goes away entirely, or I sneeze. I hate the middle ground. Events are occurring almost exactly the same way as they did in the KG8 incident. So that's why it's being called the second KG8 incident? Yes, I fucking said that, Edgeworth, you dumbass. This is why you'll never meet my perfection standards! Yet there is one difference between the two incidents.
What would that be? The so-called noble thief that is sending everyone into an uproar. The great thief Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu? I better find out more. Tell me more of this bird. If it is true that the Yatagarasu showed up at the Cadopian embassy, what could he or she have been after? No doubt to steal any suspicious accounting records and release them publicly. Or more likely, to steal secrets from the Cadopian embassy itself. Since the item that the Yatagarasu stole from there was sent to the police. What was it that the Yatagarasu sent to the police? I don't know the details. Anything related to the Yatagarasu is getting top secret treatment. Still, I find it very ironic. By returning the stolen item to the police, it was proof positive that the Yatagarasu had infiltrated the embassy on the same day the staff member was killed. Shadow the Hedgehog. I'm pretty indifferent. I didn't play Sonic growing up, so I don't count myself as part of the Sonic fandom. I find him edgy and funny at how edgy he is. But like, otherwise it's just, it's the anti-hero character in a children's franchise, so he's fine. I don't mind him at all. I'm excited to see Keanu Reeves take on the character, actually. I'm really excited about that. And as corny and as edge-filled as the new Sonic game looks, I am a little curious. And I'm wondering if they'll slip in giving him a gun. I know, the Yatagarasu kind of does have Phoenix Wright's hair. It's kind of weird. I wonder if it's just like, we can't have Phoenix in the game, so every shadow gets his hedgehog hair. Criminals have a way of incriminating themselves, wouldn't you say? That would have to be the first time the Yatagarasu has left evidence behind, correct? Yes, indeed. If you wish to learn more about the Yatagarasu, then I suggest you ask Faraday. Mr. Faraday? He happens to be the prosecutor in charge of the Yatagarasu case as well. He's the prosecutor in charge of both the KG8 incident and the Yatagarasu case? Mr. Faraday really has a lot on his plate. Hi, Kay. You little shit. What is it, little girl?
You're scary, mister.
Eat shit, Manfred! Did you need something?
I want to trade these coins with you.
A fistful of dimes, quarters, and pennies. But it looks like you've exactly $1. Is this what you want?
Thanks! That's exactly what I needed. Goodbye!
Could that child be here to watch the trial? How disrespectful for a child like that to be running around inside the courthouse. Does no one have respect for this country's judicial system anymore? Fuck. Manfred, your voice hurts. The paperwork for the prosecutor substitution is complete. Why, do you even know how much time there is left before the trial resumes? I'm so sorry. Oh my god, Manfred's about to bitch slap a bitch. I can have you mopping up this courthouse instead of protecting it in an instant. It's no bother, sir. Not being completely prepared could prove to be a perfect handicap for me. A proud one you are. They go to E.T.? E.T. phone home? Manfred will... Anything insulting Manfred would gain his ire. He's such a dick. You had better collect the evidence from Faraday and prepare yourself. It's time for your debut, Edgeworth. Even though I think Trials and Tribulations, that's his debut, so it makes you wonder what's about to happen. This is a late day of court. That sucks. There's fucking no one here. Don't copy your second dad, Edgeworth, Jesus.
the bad dad. Just what is going on? Why isn't Faraday here yet? How is it possible that the defense is not prepared yet either? Bailiff, where is Mr. Faraday? I'm not sure. I wasn't really paying attention. Do your job! Oh, all rise for his honorable judge. Come on. For the Phoenix Wright series, most court cases start at like 9 or 10 a.m. and then they try to cut it before 4 or 5. So it's like starting a retrial in a sense. This late in the day is weird. It should have just been case, we're holding recess until tomorrow morning. But I guess not. Oh, you must be the one Mr. Von Karma recommended. My chair is very goofy. This is a weird angle that we've never gotten of the judge before. I'm kind of handsome. I hear this will be your first trial. I look forward to seeing how you perform. Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. Sir, it looks like the trial is about to resume. However, yes, it will be all but impossible to prove the witness a liar without the evidence from Faraday. What is that blasted buffoon up to? It is very fluffy. It's an emergency, sirs! Gumshoe! My sweet boy. When he meets his boyfriend. How old are they? What is their age difference? I can't remember. I don't think we have Edgeworth's profile in here. No. I love that we will never know the judge's age. We all know who that is. It's fine. Okay. Silence! There shall be no yelling in the sacred hall of law! Bailiff, remove that man from this courtroom at once! That will definitely not be proven to be a gunshot. You might, I don't know. But please wait. You have to listen to me. There's an emergency. Defendant lobby number 2. Mr. Faraday and the defendant. The two of them. They're both dead, Your Honor. What? 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 And now they don't bother giving us the time because they're like, oh yeah, no, new murder, just fuck it. Detective Bad, you're like the one cool character in this game. Like, that's new. I should preface. Stay back. I'm sorry, sir. Holy shit, he looks so cool! Ah! No one's allowed on the crime scene. Period. I'm gonna have to get closer for this voice, I think. Just who does this oddball think he is? Oddball? Dude, this guy looks like he's been through like 7 war zones. Don't sass him. This has become quite the hotspot. Isn't she Mr. Rel's defense attorney? Hey you! No running in the hallway, pal! And who are you to tell me what to do? Damn, he's handsome. I'll never find out what's going on like this. It's time for some civil discourse. I'm going to look around. Young judges for justice. What? Poster of the judge. There's a longer slogan of some sort of it in tiny letters at the bottom. Every strike of my gavel brings the truth closer to me, and my hair farther away. Is this a promotional poster for the court or a hair growth product? A fire extinguisher. This will be used in a crime in the future. If one were to be hit in the head with this, I suppose the victim would lose a memory or two. It's even a great reference. That's great. That is a reference to the first case in the second Phoenix Wright game. Yes! Gumshoe. We all know Gumshoe grew up as a hall monitor in order to earn extra money to get lunches. Either that, no, he probably got like really simple lunches from his mom. That was just like nothing but like octopus hot dogs or something and some rice. And then he just had so much goddamn energy. A teacher was like, dude, just here, be this job. Leave me the fuck alone. But it's not as though I'd ever be so foolish as to be struck by one of these. I'm dissing Phoenix right now. Defendant lobby number 1. Yes, through here. The incident took place in lobby number 2, next door. I shouldn't allow myself to be sidetracked like this. I better get a move on. But I want to be sidetracked. A drink vending machine. Ah! Now is not the time to be pondering what kind of drink I want! I can't even tell what's in there. I think the top, I think that's a... Those first 2 cans are probably coffee, but they almost look like Coke and Dr. Pepper. Right. No, I do, the whole... So, it's kind of interesting that this costume was created for Trials and Tribulations when we went back in time when he was still very much under the tutelage of Von Karma. So they did this, I think they were just trying to draw parallels to Von Karma's suit because, let me see, do they show it very well? Not really, but it's a similar style and has some detailing that's similar. And then Edgeworth kind of comes out of it. Boss coffee. Interesting. They're selling special court-themed food products here. Many of them none of them seem sort of troublesome and suspicious. Objection, I suppose. Shut up, Edgeworth. I can't even read them. Oh, okay, hot dog. A hot dog at a vending machine? Oh my god. Beef jerky. Hot sandwiches? Is that what that says? Orange juice, milk, and Swiss rolls. And you are? Damn, the handsomest man I've ever seen. Who, me? Hey, pal. It's common courtesy to tell someone your name first before asking theirs. Point taken. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a district prosecutor. Prosecutor? I've never seen a prosecutor as young as you are, pal. I've told you my name. Now, would you mind telling me yours? Detective Dip Gumshoe, and just recently, I've achieved my dream of becoming a detective. Aw, good for you, buddy. More than a dream. It's what I was born to do. Wait, maybe I should check and make sure I'm not really in some crazy dream first. Aw, I love you. This detective is entirely too excited to be at a murder scene. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling me what you know about the incident? You know that I don't have to tell you anything, right? Lip loose gumshoes. Oh my god. Loose lip gumshoe is being secretive. Jesus. I know that. But it would behoove you to fill me in on what you know. Wow, you're a proud one for such a youngster, aren't you? Well, anyway, Detective Bad is the one in charge. So you're just gonna have to ask him for all the details, okay? As for me, I was guarding the door of the defendant lobby number 2. So you were on guard detail. Did you notice anything strange while you were on duty? That's the proper way to greet, Muffin Boy, don't you know? Just aggressively approach someone. Hello! My name is so-and-so, what's yours? Maybe that's why I don't make friends easily. I don't approach people aggressively like that. Sorry, quick little chip. You just eat 2 chips. Little snack. Well, I freaked out when I heard a gunshot and then I kind of froze. You're a detective, and a measly gunshot scared you that much. And again, I can hardly claim to not know what it's like to hear one at close range. My dark past! Then Detective Bad came running to the scene. We went into lobby number 2 together and both men were lying there, dead. Is that everything? Yeah, that's it. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Interesting. Other than the gunshot, he didn't hear a single sound of commotion. A freeze watch? Really? Fun. Temperature's gonna drop like crazy this weekend. Interesting. Other than the gunshot, he didn't hear a single sound of commotion. I read that. Shit. Your testimony is mine now. Thank you. Goodbye. Didn't hear a single sound of struggle. Cool. Hello, madam.
Do you have a minute? You know, I'm not really into talking to people I don't know. Especially at a time like this. Ah, I apologize for not introducing myself before bothering you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I was to take Mr. Faraday's place in court. Edgeworth, huh? Never heard of you. So Faraday's substitute is a newbie, huh? I'll have you know, madam, that I studied under Manfred von Karma. Jesus, dude, you're such a uppity bitch. Do not take me for some naive novice. She's my spirit animal, just like... Do not take me for some naive novice. So you're a student of Karma. Holy shit, I should have... Those clothes are a dead giveaway. Stop right there. These are the garments of one who gallantly presents the facts. Edgeworth, you motherfucker. Thanks for the great laugh, but try not to make me laugh so much, okay? I wasn't trying to do anything of the sort. Just kidding. I was just goofing around. Oh, by the way, do you know who I am? My name is Callisto Yu. And if you're telling the truth, then we were about to go head-to-head in court. Oh, but of course. I have heard much about you, Miss Yu.
But of course I have heard so much about you.
You're a regular Shakespeare. I wonder, okay, because that's like a really weird translation. I wonder if he was just speaking super formally as well as like using older Japanese words in a sense in the original, because that would be worth a laugh. He's not saying like forsooth or some shit. Did I say something funny? Yes. Yes, you did. Yeah, no, I think those be like, I could see them being a little annoying though. Like, man, one odd move of her head and her hair is getting twisted in that shit. It took me a long time to get my ears pierced. I used to be terrified of doing it. Like, I've always wanted to. Because, like, earrings are fun. And they're a fun way to accessorize. But, God, my sister made the biggest fucking deal when she got her ears pierced. Like, she was terrified and said how much it hurt. And scared, like, traumatized me. So it took me until... I think I got my ears pierced 7, 8 years ago. But it took me a long time. I'd like you to update me on the situation. I don't really know anything. Why don't you try talking to those detectives over there? If that's the case, then why are you here? What's so funny? It's just that the way you speak is so tactless. The person I was going against in court until only a little while ago was just murdered. It's not like I could go back into the courtroom pretending as though nothing happened. That's a good point. I apologize for asking such an insensitive question. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You weirdo. Bye, Callisto. There are a bunch of ants on the ground. Hello? His sofa looks like it's seen its fair share of use. It looks like another part of the courthouse is visible from this window. Ah! My eyes have locked with my reflection's eyes in the barred window! As a student of Von Karma, I refuse to back down! I won. What do you mean you won? What? What does that fucking mean, Edgeworth? What the shit? Okay, I can't look at the ants on the ground. That's fine. Yeah, no, he was... Edgeworth back in the day, like, if you played the first game, Edgeworth has always been a pompous ass until Phoenix kind of saved him. And then his pompousness went down, like, maybe 2 levels, but he's still pretty pompous. Excuse me, but, who are you? Detective Tyrell Bath. Homicide. I was informed of the situation and came as quickly as possible. So how did you arrive and inspect the body before me?
Faraday requested me to testify in the trial. Plain and simple.
Mr. Faraday requested that you be here. That's crazy. God, his art is so cool. Shit. This is just evidence, more evidence to show that it's like, fuck, I think I have a thing for gray foxes. Ah!
I've already contacted HQ about the situation. I've got nothing to say to you, kid.
Kid! I'm Mr. Faraday's substitute in today's trial. Therefore, I insist that you update me on the situation. I can't back down here. I have a right to know.
Do I need to teach you a thing or two about how to talk to adults, kid?
Is he threatening me? Oh my god. Is he going for his gun? Oh, a mirror. It's just a mirror. How dare he trick me like that?
Faraday was stabbed to death with some kind of blade, and he had a gun in his hand. The other man, a Mr. Mackerel, shot and killed.
Dude, I loved those kinds of days. I didn't get any until my senior year, though. I always booked myself solid like a dumbass. Ugh.
He was found holding a bloody knife in his hand.
Was there anyone else who went into defendant lobby number 2?
Yeah, that big lug over there. His name's Gumshoe.
Hello, I'm Gumshoe.
He was in charge of guarding the place. He's claiming that no one else entered the room.
If that's the case, then they must have killed each other, correct?
Maybe.
Such impudence! This guy really is testing my patience. Dude, he doesn't know. So yeah, it's a maybe. Yeah, no, oh god, I love that sprite so fuck. That is one thing I've heard a lot of praise for these two games is the sprite work is impeccable. Like, this is top tier sprite work. Especially back in the DS days. Why was I not informed that you were going to testify in court?
Homicides aren't my only gig. The Atagarasu case is also one of my assignments.
So you were called upon to comment on the Atagarasu's characteristics, in order to assess if Mr. Faraday really was the Atagarasu or not.
Well, well. Looks like you just might have a brain after all, that head of yours, son.
Son! I'm not your son, Pops! Miss you! There is someone here who wishes to see you. Who is it? A Kadopian embassy staff member by the name of Manny Cochin. What? Bad is ready to kill, Jesus. What's going on? Detective Bad and Miss Yu's moods just changed all of a sudden. Wait a second. Was it Manny Cochin? I'll be right there. God, I love her outfit and her shoes. She's so pretty. Oh, I guess we do see Cochin. I didn't remember this.
It's nice to see you again, Miss Yu.
Why are you here? I have no desire to ever see you again. No. Actually, would you mind stepping outside for a brief chat? Fine. Let's go. We're not going to show them Oh, there they go. Bad! Sorry, okay, if you haven't seen, I highly... You are, according to Google, you're a senior? What do you fuck? Oh yeah, senior in high school, so yeah. Or senior for high school. You're in your final year, basically. But if y'all haven't seen Jello Apocalypse play through this game, he has like a compilation of all like the really funny bits. I highly fucking recommend it. They are great jokesters.
Von Karma. It's been a long time.
I knew you would show up. You usually do when the Yatagarasu is involved. And I see this case as no exception. Do you know Detective Bad, sir? Yes. He's like an old bloodhound that never leaves the scene of a crime. If only he would get a promotion and move on. Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Manfred.
Ugh. Ugh.
It's the crime scene where a detective is most useful and effective.
It's not like I don't know that. Moving on, though, Bad. The man that I just passed by. Was he not the suspect from the KG8 incident?
So I was right.
Just what is that man doing wandering around here? Faraday, I can't believe he let such an easy catch get away. Imbecile! I would have proved his guilt in 3 minutes.
Von Karma. I think you said enough for now. It's in poor taste to speak like that about the departed.
Very well. Back on topic. I'm placing Edgeworth in charge of the investigation here.
Objection!
Aw, little Franny! She's like 13, I think? She's youngin'. No, they haven't gotten it yet. Oh my god. Papa, how can you place him in charge? Franziska, what are you doing here? Oh, cool. Didn't know that. Man, 10, 12 being optional. Huh. I'm here for summer vacation. What else? I mean, fair, but also what? I love that they've downgraded her whip to a horse crop because it more is easily controlled by a small child. Franziska von Karma. So she is here on vacation from Germany. She is the daughter of Manfred von Karma and a student of his, who's also... Oh, okay. I feel like there needs to be a different, like a comma or a semicolon there or some shit. I don't know. Because I thought he was saying, she is the daughter of both Manfred von Karma and one of his students who was junior at Edgeworth, and that's fucked up as shit. But no, she's the student. You're the one who's junior to me, and don't you forget it. You're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you? Huh. If you were able to pass, then I'll have absolutely no trouble at all. I'll never allow myself to lose to you. Never! Why does she always have to be this competitive? Anyway, Papa, are you really assigning Miles Edgeworth to cover the case? Yes, I am. Why do you ask? Well, you know, I'm close to becoming a prosecutor myself. And I am 100% confident that I can do a better job than him. That's just like Franziska. She has no problem bad-mouthing someone right in front of them. Bad. Yeah? These two will be conducting the investigation. What? You want me to let both of these kids loose on the crime scene? Ha! This is a perfect opportunity for them to work on their prosecutorial skills. Crime scene is not a place for children to be messing around in. I'm the one with the authority over this crime scene, Bad! And I will not tolerate complaining. Edgeworth! Franziska! I leave this case to the two of you. Understood, sir. Yes, Papa. I'll go take care of the paperwork now. Remember, I'll accept nothing but a perfect report from the both of you. Do not disappoint me. Hold up, Von Karma. I still haven't agreed to this. Miles Edgeworth. It's been quite some time, Franziska. This will be the perfect chance for us to see which of us is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. I don't have the Von Karma name, so you win. Would you like to kill... What? Would it kill you to at least say hello? Long time no see. Very good. Just because you became a prosecutor first doesn't mean you can act all proud. She hasn't changed a bit. Yeah, exactly. Miles Edgeworth. As I was saying, we shall see which one of us was worthy of the Von Karma name. Crying out loud, I've been reduced to a babysitter. Looks like Mr. Von Karma was successful in convincing the detective.
That's just like him. He never fails. Now, I'd appreciate it if you could quickly run me through the facts, Detective Bad.
You're better off checking things out on your own.
Very well. Seems like getting help from Detective Bad will be a most arduous task.
Oh, hi.
It's the only real explanation. Is the only real explanation that they killed each other simultaneously. Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone until they are finished talking.
What are you talking about?
I'll only say it one more time. This is a competition to see who is truly worthy of the Von Karma name.
A competition.
The person that figures out the truth first wins.
So the person who doesn't discover the truth is a dishonor to the name?
Exactly! I don't care that you became a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more foolish things coming from your foolishly foolish mouth!
What a whining little brat.
It's hot in the States? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like I like it, it's cute, but yeah, no, I can understand that. Oh my goodness, hold on.
Fuck. Can I sneeze, please? Jesus. Fine, whatever makes you happy.
Can I take that as you accepting my challenge?
Once again, whatever makes you happy.
Aw, you're such a good older brother, Edgeworth. Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? I'm going to find the perfect evidence and prettily present it with like the professional I am.
Competing to discover the truth behind a crime. How delightfully childish. Oh, hi. You kids, over here. Hold it.
Kid! Serves you right, Miles. He just called you a kid.
I said kids. Kid.
How dare you call me a kid as well?
I'll do what I please. And I won't allow you to cause a ruckus on my crime scene. Hey, big guy. You're gonna watch over these two. Yes, sir! Detective Bad, sir! Now do what I say from now on, kids, okay?
You'd better not get in our way, Scrappy! You'll feel the bite of my whip if you do!
And then you prosecutor boy! Let's get your investigation started already, alright? Great. Now even that detective is treating me like a child. Alright, it's time to get investigating. Get a move on, prosecutor boy! My name is Miles Edgeworth. And if you were to call me prosecutor boy one more time, it will be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary. What? And what would you do with my salary after you saw how much it was? That's up to you now, isn't it? Really? Sounds good, pal. He's so naive. The poor boy. Detective Bad, may I have a word with you? What is it? It appears that both a knife and a gun were used as murder weapons. Yeah, it does. Dumbass. Yeah. I guess, like, in a weird way, maybe seeing how naive Gumshoe was, Edgeworth is like, I will babysit this man forever now, I guess. And then he fell in love. That leads us to our first question of the investigation. Where did the men acquire the weapons? Jesus, he's so angry. The gun was inside of Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today. It was used to kill the Cadopian embassy staff member. But I never heard anything about the knife. Mr. Rell was being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in. Which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife on him from the start as well. Could it have been a piece of evidence that had yet to be presented? But then why doesn't Detective Bad know about it? Wait, what if... It's possible that Mr. Faraday brought the knife in under the guise of prosecutorial evidence.
He could have been then. He could have then brought it out and attacked Mr. Rel with it.
Huh. Maybe you got a brain in there after all, kid.
Is he going to treat me like a child forever?
Looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rel first, who then counterattacked. That's the only logical conclusion you can draw from a scene like this.
Not yet. I feel it's much too early to be drawing conclusions already. Knife Igoba. Kniff. I must first find conclusive evidence as to protect the honor of the Von Karma name. We'll start over... Yeah, we'll start over here. Hi. Why are these plastic bags scattered all around?
Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal.
I know that much, detective.
You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal?
Normally I'd be happy when someone compliments me, but when it's this guy, I feel Twitter-pated. Anyway, could these plastic bags be of evidence of a fight between the two men? Oh yeah, I wanted to look at how old Franziska is at this point. God damn. Honey. So yeah, this would be 5 years before the second game. Because of ages. Looks like Mr. Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rel. First glance, it seems that they must have killed each other, however...
Using logic, the only logical conclusion is... Aha!
What was that outburst for?
My detective's instincts just hit me real hard! It was Mr. Rel that fell first, see?
You don't need a detective's instincts for that! It's common sense! Edgeworth, remember, you're the only one who has the power of common sense. But I suppose we won't know much more than that until after I examine the bodies. Bloody bag. Why are there I've looked at that, thank you. Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah. Get all Twitter-baited, buddy. Okay. I was hoping I could look further at the blood, but I guess not.
Looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand.
So he shot Mr. Rel and then fell on top of him while still gripping onto the gun?
Guess that does seem kind of strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun?
He's a prosecutor, Gumshoe. All the prosecutors get fucking guns. At least that's what Edgeworth established, like, case 1 of this game. It's not exactly rocket science. Even I know how to pull a trigger. Although I doubt I'll ever need to use one. You do.
Hope I never have to fire a gun either, pal.
Does Gumshoe? I can't remember if he does in the end of the second game.
But it sure does look cool to hold a gun in your hands.
It appears that the police's screening procedures need a thorough review. Anyway, I should jot down some notes about the handgun in Mr. Faraday's hand. Mr. Faraday. How ironic it is for him to lose his life in a courthouse.
Yeah, why'd it have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal.
Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing the investigation. Didn't you become a detective in order to solve crimes?
Yeah.
Then get back to work. Find out the cause of his murder.
Right, I'm on it, pal.
I wonder if the manga's ever go into, like, what got Gumshoe to want to fight crime.
Looks like Mr. Rel died with a knife in his hand.
There's some bloodstock on it.
And he must have used this as a weapon. Yep, no doubt about it.
Was Mr. Faraday carrying this on his personage? Did he bring this as a piece of evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with a very different intention in mind? Should jot down some notes about it. First he killed a Cadopian embassy staff member, then he was murdered himself.
This guy wasn't exactly an angel, you know.
Oh? What makes you say that?
Well, he's been hauled into the precinct several times for theft and assault, pal. So yeah, he's definitely the type to have committed a murder or two. Well, he did admit to killing Mr. Dademan. Hey, good point, pal. You knew my detective's intuition was telling me something. Detective's intuition? Yup. Do you know about it? It's a special feeling that all we don't have time for this conversation right now. Let's return to the investigation. Oh, there we go. His hand is all black down. Oh, it's gumshoe. His hand is all black down here, see? Wonder what it could be. If you look closely, this blotching pattern resembles an ink stain. How strange. An ink stain? Yes, I usually get ink on my own hand when I use my feather pen. Feather pen? I've never seen one before. Sure you aren't just making it up, pal? Oh. Okay, he's just thinking. Mr. Rell's cause of death was for being shot, correct? That's what we think, but it's hard to tell with him lying face down. Death is bad enough, but it's truly lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth. Are you sure they were trying to hide something? Can't confirm Mr. Rell's cause of death with his body positioned like that. Detective Bad, I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail if possible.
What's this? You're not able to form a theory with them the way they are?
I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding the perfect evidence, don't you?
I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it!
Labby. Yes, sir! We've taken enough photos of the scene, sir! And there you have it. Like, what does that mean, Bad? Do you not approve? Of course not. What? Investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. Hey, big fella, turn over the bodies for me, will you? Okay. Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir. Gumshoe, do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective. Yes, sir! Understood, sir! I love the relationship between Bad and Gumshoe, too. It's pretty great. There's a knife wound in his chest here, see? I wonder if the wound matches the knife Mr. Rell is holding. Labby. Yes, sir! Verifying now, sir! Excuse me. Make it quick. From the look of things, one could deduce that the knife Mr. Rell is holding is what killed Mr. Faraday. You know, I haven't actually looked at the gun and knife yet. Oh, I can't. Cool. Mr. Faraday is holding a gun in his right hand. That's the one Mr. Rell got blown away by, right? Labby, your answer. Yes, sir! We found that the ballistic markings do match that gun. Oh, ballistic markings are, are the figurative fingerprints a gun leaves on a bullet when fired. Every gun leaves its own unique ballistic markings. Therefore, by looking at the markings on a bullet, you can tell which gun it came from. Yeah, that's it! Of course! I already knew all about that, pal! Maybe you'd be better off going back to the academy. Come on, sir! Cut me some slack, will you? So the bullet that was fired from this gun is what felled Mr. Rell. Something in his breast pocket. It's a fountain pen. Hey, you know, I always keep a pencil behind my ear. Because Detective Bad is always telling me, you should always write your name on everything you own. Yes, somehow you do strike me as quite a forgetful individual. Okay, that's all good. This is all good. Okay. Have anything there? Okay. Looks like Mr. Faraday was stabbed with this knife that Mr. Rell is holding. Ouch! What's wrong, Detective? My stomach's starting to hurt from thinking about being stabbed. Just keep your mind on the case, alright? Shot in the chest. Takes some guts to fire a gun in a courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective for a whole week and I still haven't fired a single round yet. There aren't any burn marks on his clothes. That must mean... Wait, burn marks? A round grows very hot as it is discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point-blank range.
Ergo, Mr. Rell must have been shot from at least a yard or two away.
Sure do know a bunch of neat stuff for your age, pal.
Apparently, this detective has as much a common knowledge as your everyday marsupial.
What? Why a marsupial?
Let us now try to understand how the two men died. First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife from today's trial evidence.
Oh my god, this top of my...
Then he aimed the gun at Mr. Rell and fired. However, Mr. Rell managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot. And the two men fell together where they stood. That is my theory, in any case.
What a crazy way to go.
Still, something about that explanation just doesn't seem right. I believe I now have a firmer grasp of what happened here. Okay. Discovered immediately after gunshot was heard. Faraday died of knife stab to the chest. Rell died of bullet wound to the chest. There is no gunpowder burn. Okay. Photo. Logic. That splotch on Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be the ink from his fountain pen.
Oh, let's ask the lab guy. Detective Gumshoe. I can confirm that the substance on Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from his fountain pen. I see. Good work. You know, I've always wanted to say that. Even if it was just one time in my life.
If Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand, I think it's fair to assume he was left-handed. It appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to our case as well.
Okay, if you say so, pal.
Oh, detective. Okay, anything? Okay. There are some plastic bags stacked on top of the table. There's a tea set too, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of a disturbance.
Yeah, the table's all neat and tidy. Maybe they were super quiet in their scuffle. After all, I didn't hear anything from around the hallway, you know.
Maybe the plastic bags scattered on the floor are throwing us off. I also want to look at this, and then I'll logic the plastic bags.
There's some stuff in the bag, pal.
I suppose this was Mr. Faraday's bag. It's probably the trial evidence I was supposed to collect from him.
This is the evidence? I'd better not touch it. I'll leave prints on it.
Do you just not pay attention to anything you do? Bless, leave him alone, Edgeworth. He's just a baby. There is a very tidy pile of plastic bags on the table. And yet, a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle. In which case, might there not be another explanation as how they got there?
Another reason?
I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of the bag is related somehow.
Please get that blood away from me, pal!
Detective Gumshoe, whose blood is on this bag?
Hold on, let me ask the lab guy.
Alright, please hurry.
Wait till you get a load of this, pal. It's Mr. Faraday's. Oh, and the technician said they didn't find anything else on or in the bag, sir.
It would appear that this bag is a very important piece of evidence.
Okay, if you say so. I'll leave it in your hands, pal.
Okay, I'm out of logic, so time to... Oh, I can't talk to you. I can talk to you. Hi, Franziska.
Ah, I see.
Did you figure something out?
This is a competition, Miles. And as such, I'd appreciate it if you didn't talk to me.
As you wish. You freaking weirdo. The window is open and... there's a fresh flowery scent in the air.
Oh, the flowers in the garden down there are so gross and ghastly.
What? Do you think maybe you could try offering something useful for a change?
Well, at least there's no way someone escaped through that window, pal. They wouldn't make up and smell the flowers after a fall from the 3rd floor.
Are you willfully ignoring the fact that there are also iron bars on the windows?
Yeah, I guess there's that too. Either way, no one could get through these windows, right?
He thought of everything when they were designing this courthouse.
Very nice. Very good. TV.
Whoa! What is it, Detective Gumshoe?
My TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, pal.
Then perhaps you should purchase a more normal-sized television like this one. That's not normal-sized, I don't think. Well, maybe it is.
Ooh, let me see here. Oh, this thing is huge. Whoa! It's way too noisy.
You're the noisy one, Scruffy.
Don't touch it. You'll get your fingerprints all over it.
But I didn't touch it.
Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of detective work. Foundation, huh? Sounds like something the rookie here needs to shore up on.
I guess there's not much left to investigate, huh? You really did kill each other.
No, we can't conclude that quite yet.
I'm gonna eat a quick chip really quick.
There's still something I find very peculiar here. The theory that they simply killed one another is too simplistic in this case. In fact, there is actually a contradiction that shows there is another possibility.
Oh, wait, pal, really?
I suppose I will just have to show you the contradiction in this crime scene. It's this. Boop. And then we go... Yep. Now we come face to face with the contradiction I spoke of, and it is this! Mr. Faraday used his left hand to write with his fountain pen. Ergo, he is left-handed. And yet the handgun is in his right hand. Don't you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Faraday would hold the gun in his right hand? That, lady and gentlemen, is the great contradiction haunting this crime scene.
Hey, you're right, pal. That does seem kind of strange. But how could something like that happen?
The facts add up to one conclusion and one alone. Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died.
Someone else?
Plastic bag scattered on the floor and a gun in the wrong hand. I sense the presence of a shadowy figure behind this case. A person of vile intent who is serious about keeping the truth from us. Hooray! I don't think we needed that, but sure. Here's the autopsy report.
It is probable that Mr. L survived for a short time after he was shot. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from his stabbing. Interesting.
How do they conduct the autopsy without taking the bodies to the morgue? That's impressive.
Looks like we now know everything we need to know about this case.
Are you sure we know everything?
Of course! The incident began with Mr. Faraday attempting to get his revenge. Prosecutor went into a rage from being accused and tried to kill the defendant. But the defendant fought back and they ended up killing each other. It's all very clear and simple. There's absolutely no margin for doubt.
Do you really believe that to be the truth?
Huh? Are you saying that just because I figured out the truth before you, that you don't want to believe it's true?
No.
It's all right. If you disagree with my argument, then prove me wrong. Well, if there are any contradictions to be found, that is.
Don't worry, I will.
Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, while Mr. L survived for a short time. From this, it is obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. L. And Mr. L, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Those are the facts of this case.
Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, therefore he must have attacked first. Proving that logic to be false is probably the fastest way to show her that she's wrong. In that case, I should first look for any holes in her theory. Alright, gang, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go get a really quick, drink to have with me, because I made the mistake of not getting one earlier, and my throat is dying, so I'll be right back. Alright, there we go. Oh, yeah, all my drink. Alright. Okay, we just have to press.
Hold it!
Do you believe that Mr. Faraday died instantaneously? It's in the autopsy report.
I have the murder report right here. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously of shock due to being stabbed in the chest. There, you see? It's been documented clear as day.
Jesus, Edgeworth, you dumbass. Okay, hold on. Oh, I didn't get that. Oh, here we go. No. I feel like I need to present the picture, I just don't know when.
Hold it!
So you believe that the dying Mr. Rell stole the knife from Mr. Faraday? Oh my god. Sneeze? Are you actually gonna happen? Oh, I fucking hate this. Oh, thank god.
Mr. Rell became desperate as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to the test. So the two men struggled. And in the end, Mr. Rell was able to grab the knife and stab Mr. Faraday. The messy condition of this room is a testament to their struggle. Yes, my logic is perfectly sound.
Can you really say that? It's perfect.
What are you insinuating?
Nothing. However, I can't let you say what you said slide by without further inquiry. One must be clear and precise. So if you could append that statement to your testimony.
Fine.
Do I present the photo? No, that...
Hold it!
About this statement.
Mr. Rell used all of his remaining strength to take the knife and defend himself. You can easily see that they had a violent struggle. Of course, it's nothing compared to what my riding crop can do.
How does one compare the damage her crop can do with the state of this room?
Furthermore, the plastic bags on the floor in this room were scattered there due to the fight. Is there anything else that I can explain for you?
No, that will be fine. Okay, it is something with that statement in particular. I guess I do this because there wasn't a sign of a struggle. There we go. Okay, cool. If the two men were fighting, their struggle would have surely caused quite a bit of noise. However, Detective Gumshoe testified that he heard absolutely nothing.
Huh. You place too much faith in that detective's testimony, you know. But for the sake of argument, let's say there was a fight. How then did Mr. Rell get his hands on the knife?
Mr. Faraday's bag was sitting right here in lobby number 2. Is it not too hard to imagine that perhaps Mr. Rell saw a chance and took it out at some point?
So, what you're saying is this. Mr. Rell took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the bag. And then Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed.
Isn't there something strange in Franziska's statement just now? I need to look at it again. Nope. Yeah, it's strange because, yeah, he died instantly. Wait, something doesn't add up.
Oh, really?
It's simply not possible for Mr. Faraday to have shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed.
Take that!
According to the coroner's report, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, meaning that he died immediately upon being stabbed by the knife.
Ergo, he could not possibly have fired the gun after that.
Ooh, you got me.
That's smarminess. But of course.
Well then, if the report is correct, then there is only one correct explanation. If we suppose that Mr. Rell attacked first, then Mr. Faraday, who died instantaneously, would have been unable to kill Mr. Rell. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have been stabbed Mr. Faraday after he was shot. Then they both died. That is the only explanation that makes logical sense.
Negating your opponent's ideas in order to prove your own theory. I see you've been studying, Franziska.
I just wanted to explain it to you as simply as possible, before you foolishly propose a foolish theory that only a foolish fool like you could.
How naive for you to believe that only your opinions are valid, and still expect to discover the truth that the crime scene offers you. It's just the battle of two prides. Franziska, you've still got a ways to go.
What are you talking about? Are you saying there's a flaw in my logic?
Mr. Faraday died instantly, and the fact that he did is what gives rise to the contradiction in this scene. The contradiction here in this crime scene is, oh god, I want to say it's the order the bodies fell, because he died instantly. Let me get this straight. What you are arguing is this. Mr. Faraday took the gun from his evidence bag and shot Mr. Rell. Then, the wounded Mr. Rell found an opportunity to take the knife and strike back. Upon being stabbed, Mr. Faraday died on the spot and Mr. Rell died thereafter. If that's the case, then how do you explain this? Take a good look at the order in which their bodies are piled.
No!
Mr. Faraday's body is lying on top of Mr. Rell's. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have died before Mr. Faraday.
Impossible!
Yes, I agree that it seems strange no matter what angle you approach it from. Which means that the real mystery behind this crime scene that we must solve... okay.
No! Not so fast, Miles Edgeworth!
What now?
I simply think that you ought to think a bit more outside the box. And that's even clearer now that the incident started with Mr. Faraday's murderous intent.
She sure bounced back quickly. An explanation won't be enough this time. It's going to take some very decisive evidence to prove her wrong.
It was just chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Rell's. The two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. It really doesn't matter in the slightest that they fell in the opposite order.
I think I know what to do here. I just know that Franziska's explanation isn't absolutely correct. All I have to do is find a hole in her logic. Once I do, I can then present her with the evidence that proves the contradiction. Come on. There we go. I think I have to press this, and then...
Hold it!
What do you mean by they attacked each other at the same time?
I assume Mr. Faraday had the two different weapons in his hands. He made to attack Mr. Rell while holding both the knife and revolver. And then, after Mr. Faraday fired the gun, Mr. Rell grabbed the knife as he was falling and stabbed Mr. Faraday. That is how Mr. Rell wound up on the bottom with Mr. Faraday on top. At close range, this is more than possible.
Yes, it's possible, but...
Well, if you have any other ideas, then show me what you've got.
Oh, I will. I'm about to summon it. And to that extent, I'd like for you to append what you just said to your...
I don't see any point to that, but as you please.
From close range is horseshit. And it's in this, right? Yeah.
Objection!
God, the finger wag is... Ah. So you believe they killed each other at close range? Sorry, but that's impossible. Just as is written in the crime scene notes, the firing of the handgun did not leave a gunpowder burn on Mr. Rell's clothes. Therefore, Mr. Rell and the gun must have been separated by a distance of at least 2 or 3 yards. Ah! But this is by far the biggest contradiction. The two bodies are piled up on each other, yet the gun was fired from a distance. And with there being no chance that Mr. Rell moved that far after being shot, it leaves only one possible explanation.
completely foolish line, a foolish thought from a thoroughly foolish fool. If I'm not right, then who was it that made the first move with the intent to kill, huh? Who?
Person that attacked first with murderous intent. That would be neither of them. Here in this room, contradictions appear no matter which man we claim attacked first. Thus, there can only be one explanation. There was a third person here. It was that third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell, and set their bodies up to make it look like a double murder. That third person is the real culprit.
Miles Edgeworth, there's just one thing you're missing.
Evidence, correct?
Exactly. Everything you've said up until now is nothing but a story played out in your head. However, this is where the real test begins. Can you prove that there was a third person involved in this crime?
Of course. If the third person was truly here, the fact would have resolved a glaring contradiction. They're just like, oh, these friggin' whiny bitches. God, you can tell they're siblings. Fuck this shit, dude. Can we go? Do you want to go get a coffee? Let's go get a coffee. I'll present it and lay bare the final piece of the puzzle that's not yet in place. I don't think I actually read that last line. The proof that has been set up made to look like they killed each other. Okay. What is the piece of evidence that proves there is a third person involved? I guess it's the bag. It's got Faraday's blood on it. But it wasn't like under his body. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. The gun in Mr. Faraday's hand, and the plastic bag with his blood on it. These two items point to the presence of a third person. Oh yeah, I guess the gun being in the wrong hand is the other evidence.
How so?
Recall Detective Gumshoe's testimony. I'm not gonna read this because we saw it not that long ago. If there wasn't a struggle in this room, then there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground, meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them around. Do you not see the possibility in this? Disregarding the gun for the moment, there's a high probability of blood splatter when a knife is used on a person. If the culprit held the knife with a plastic bag around it, they could use the bag to catch any blood splatter from when they withdrew the knife. Then, by spreading a few more plastic bags around, mixing the bloody one in with them, and arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they were able to conceal their presence. Bad, just taking notes. Looks like we've got a long way to go in this investigation. Yes. Hello.
Objection!
Oh, hi, Callisto? I think that was Callisto yelling that. The judge is fucking pissed. What the heck's up with you, pal? Mr. Bad, I advised you to place Detective Gumshoe under arrest. What? What's the meaning of this? Looks like you're not man enough to discipline your own subordinates. Don't you dare. That detective claims he was there, standing in front of the door the entire time. But I have it on good authority that it was all a giant lie. Monsieur, I ask that you please explain that last statement. I'll let His Honor explain it to himself. I saw it with my own eyes, I tell you! During the recess, there was a period of time when there was no one in the hallway. What? See, Mr. Bad? So I ask you, why would a detective who was supposedly doing his job the whole time want to fabricate such a lie? Gumshoe, did you kill Faraday? No! Of course not, sir!
It would appear that the one who set this whole crime scene up is that detective. I keep slipping into more of a cockney when Franziska's this higher voice, and I think that's alright. That's what it's just gonna be now. Which is basically renders his testimony a complete lie and wholly invalid. It looks like your perfect logic has just come tumbling down, Miles.
Was that statement really a lie? Detective Gumshoe,
You're now a suspect in the murder of 2 men. Now spit out the truth or so help me. I haven't lied to anyone, sir. Honest. I really was there. I was in the hallway the whole time.
Hold it!
Detective Bad, I ask that you please do not act without my permission. After all, I am the one that is heading up this investigation, am I not?
Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy.
All I want is for this investigation to run perfectly.
Perfection is the only wish of a disciple of Von Karma, after all. Now it's Irish. What's happening to Francisca right now? I don't know.
Therefore, before you take Detective Gumshoe into custody, I'd like to set the record straight on something.
And what's that?
What should I ask Detective Gumshoe about? The state of the hallway. What was the hallway like? Detective Gumshoe, I take it that no one else was in that hallway at any time, correct?
Huh? Of course not, pal.
You're being awfully defensive. Might you be hiding something from me? You have to ask, yeah, no, it's true. Edgeworth, oh god.
Watch your mouth, pal. You can't go around saying stuff like that about me without any evidence.
I suppose you're right. I have no evidence at this point.
Miles Edgeworth, how can you be losing a battle of wits with this detective? You're a disgrace.
Ow! Maybe I should ask about something else. Okay. Why weren't you in the hallway, detective? No, he's gonna insist. Sure, motive for murder, I guess. I suppose the one thing I'd like clarified is Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing this crime.
Motive, huh? Gumshoe. Got a grudge against Faraday or anything?
No, sir! Not me! Not a single bad thing against Mr. Faraday, sir!
Is that a fact?
Oh, I guess you have a deeper voice than what I've been giving you. I guess I'll just be me. You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe? I'm telling you, I am not lying!
The more unnaturally you act, the more suspicious you become, you know.
If you want a motive, Edgeworth, I have one for you right here. Could you please share it with us? However, be forewarned that I won't hesitate to object to flights of fancy, because all I'm interested in is the perfect explanation. Oh, you're serious, aren't you? Fine. You amuse me, so I'll humor you with a little courtroom practice. Oh, okay. I guess that's an interesting choice with Sprite with her. I don't know why. It was about a week ago. I saw the detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. He stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit." A brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut. That's reason enough for a grudge. Well, how's that for the perfect explanation? You totally misunderstood me, pal. No matter how mad I get, I could never hold a grudge.
Quiet. We can't trust anything you say.
Sir? There's nothing wrong with the motive she proposed, per se. But there are some gaps in her logic that need to be filled in. Misuse perfect explanation. May not be so perfect after all. Oh my goodness. I don't care about that. What was it for?
Hold it!
Mr. Faraday was upset. Yeah. You know what else? Mr. Faraday isn't exactly known to get angry often. there he was! Totally beat right in the face! And the offending detective just stood there, pale as a ghost, like he was about to die. Just like the face he's making now, right? What is the accent with you, Francisco? What is my body doing? Jesus. I'm completely innocent, I tell you. Poor man. Sorry. It was Quite the scene with the detective. Can we ask why, though? Okay.
Hold it!
You just stood there, watching this unfold in front of you? Yeah? I have to say it was really enjoyable, too. But that's why when I saw Detective Gumshoe earlier, I knew to steer clear of him. No way! I thought it was because I had something stuck on my face! But you do! Huh? What do I got stuck on my face? Let's start with your eyes, nose, mouth. Oh, and those ridiculous eyebrows. Huh? Oh man, messing with your head is just too much fun. Monsieur, if you don't mind, I'd like to return to your testimony now. Sure, why not? She's such a bully. What the fuck?
Hold it!
To cut a new detective's salary right off the bat like that. I'm not really familiar with the way you guys relate, but is that a common practice? Speaking of cutting my salary, didn't you threaten to do that to me earlier too? I suppose I did.
It's only natural to cut a worthless detective's salary down to their actual worth. My father can even fire anyone, new or old, with a snap of his fingers.
Do you think maybe that's reason enough for detectives to hate you people? Well, I guess you really shouldn't cut people's pay. Detective Bad, don't tell me Mr. Von Karma cut your salary earlier. Oh no. Do I have to just press everything?
Hold it!
You call your explanation perfect. Is it not to your liking? Unfortunately for you, it's just not up to my standards. Oh? Is there something you want me to clarify in that case? Yeah? Yeah. Alright, if you could clear this one thing up for me. Yeah, this. I understand Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rel? His motive for killing Rel? Like I would know. If there was no clear motive for both of the murders, then I doubt this incident would have occurred. Wouldn't you agree? Is there anyone else who might have had a grudge against either of the two men? Or should we look into that ourselves? Oh, in that case, I have absolutely no idea. What? That's impossible. She must know something. Wait. Can you please not glare at me like that? It makes me laugh. Ugh, I didn't even do anything and you're already laughing away. Anyway. The way I see it, as long as he had a motive to kill one of the two, this crime would have played out the way it did anyway. Oh? Would you care to explain your logic? Ooh. And this time, please try to provide a truly perfect explanation. Perfect this, perfect that. Stop being so uptight, or is that a requisite trait for being a Von Karma? Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you shut this rude woman up! I wish you'd both be quiet for just 1 second. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids. How old is Callisto? You're not that much older than Edgeworth, calm down. There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel. All you really have to establish is that someone had a grudge against one of the two men. Mr. Rel, who happened to be there, became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder. Therefore, he was killed out of necessity and set up to look like they had killed each other. I wonder if that's really true. Is there no one out there with a grudge against both men? I should take another hard look at the evidence of this morning's case. I mean... I guess... Coaching? The second KG-8 incident, as people are calling it, involving an embassy staff member. And the two men who both wound up as suspects in the case. Is there someone else I'm overlooking who is somehow related to them?
We'll take another bite of chips. Oh my god, my chips.
I guess really, I wanna no, because was Mr. Rell involved in the other KG-8 incident? Okay, hold up. I'm just gonna pull up a guy for this one. Give me just a second. I know I have one pulled up somewhere on here. Oh, I must have closed that window over. Oops. Okay. I weirdly thought it wasn't this, but I guess it is.
Objection!
Miss Yu, I believe there is someone you overlooked in making your statement. Or rather, it is because you'd rather not bring this person up. What do you mean? We are looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. I can think of at least one person that fits the bill. He was the suspect of the original KG-8 incident, and a member of the Cadopian embassy staff, Mr. Manny Cochin. That's right, the very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway. The man who killed a member of the Cadopian embassy staff, Mr. Rell, and the man who was the lead prosecutor of the KG-8 incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Cochin had no reason at all to kill both of these men? Well, I suppose he might have a reason or two. You covered for me, pal! Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all. Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect, make no mistake about that. Perfect evidence, the perfect testimony. These are the only things I wish to hold. Oh God. But I didn't do it! You will stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Manny Cochin for me. And remember, I will not be very forgiving should any of this leak out. Why would you let the suspect investigate? You want to investigate Cochin? You'd just be wasting your time. And why is that? Cochin was up in the viewing gallery watching the trial, or so I was told. Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived.
Then the only real suspect we have is still Detective Gumshoe.
I suppose so. No way! Come on, Detective Bad! You gotta believe me, sir! I really was in the hallway the whole time, sir! I never took a single step out into this room, sir! Okay, then are you saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway? No, there was no one else, sir. Then why should I believe you didn't do it?
That is one incredibly foolish detective. Standing right in the front of a crime scene all by himself. It's as good a confession as a... What? It's as good as a confession of guilt.
I have to admit, it's a bit strange. Most criminals will fabricate some sort of lie to escape their crimes. If that detective really wanted to prove that he is innocent, you'd think he would at the very least offer up "I spaced out while on duty" or the like. Come on, Gumshoe. Time for your interrogation. Detective Bad? Oh my Gumshoe, you poor sad baby.
Miles Edgeworth, I will go on ahead and report this to Papa.
And that, as they say, is that. Right, everyone? No, it's... okay. Well, I suppose we should both be getting back to our real jobs now, huh? Before we do, Miss Yu, there is something I'd like to speak with you about. What is it? Oh, I have to actually go up and talk to her. Hi, Miss Yu. So, what did you want to ask me about? The current case of the murdered Kodopian embassy staff member. I've heard that people have begun calling it the second KG-8 incident. Only among you law enforcement types. Callisto? Isn't a defense lawyer for, like, crime, like murder and shit? Like, aren't you also law enforcement? Well, maybe you're not. I don't know. Another question for my uncle, I guess. And what about it? I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KG-8 incident. I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything beyond what was reported in the papers. No, I believe you know much more, since you are directly tied to the KG-8 incident. I'd appreciate it if you stop with the false accusations. Baseless outbursts are useless both inside and outside the courtroom, don't you know? I do, but I also know that I do have a leg to stand on here. You can stop making the ultra serious face in front of me? If you could please stop laughing for just 1 second. I'm not going to make any headway like this. I'm just going to have to show her exactly how related to the KG-8 incident she is. Hey, look, your sister's face. Or I assume your sister. Miss Yu, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KG-8 incident. That file is your proof? Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KG-8 incident? It's the victim. Yeah, she was the victim. Yeah. Your connection to the KG-8 incident is through the victim. The victim's name is CCU. Oh my god. My leg. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna lean back, so this is gonna move. There we go. You will note that she has the same last name as you. Can you really tell me with a straight face that you are not related to this case? Oh, sorry. We're not related. Whoa. Just kidding. You asked that question with such a serious look on your face. I couldn't help it. Miss Yu, I ask that you please tell me the truth. Okay. Alright. I'll tell you everything I know. As you guessed, the one who reported the smuggling activities of the Amano group was my sister, CCU. As I thought. And she was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial by Manny Cochin. But because he was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his cushy life completely carefree. All because of a lack of evidence. No, I heard that the evidence to convict him did exist. What? I heard it from Mr. Faraday himself after Mr. Cochin's trial was over. Apparently, a man in black made off with the most important piece of evidence. That the evidence has been tampered with! Isn't it just like a criminal to do something like that? A smuggling ring being out of the Amano group by one of... What? A smuggling ring being run out of the Amano group by one of its secretaries. They bailed Mr. Cochin out. Turns out they were in league with each other all along. How big was that smuggling ring? Was it a large operation? I don't really know. Which is why I wanted to become the lead defense. On this case that people are calling the second KG-8 incident. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know. You mean, you think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring? I don't know what to think. Why did Mr. Cochin want to meet with you earlier? Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently, he only found out that I was the defense lawyer on this case after he'd arrived. He figured he should say hi and one other thing. Looks like you couldn't resolve anything this time either. Too bad. What's that supposed to mean? Oh boy, stop it with the scary face already. I'm fine, really. Give him a good slap across the face. The way she talks about slapping him as she laughs away is kind of creepy. But it's just as Mr. Bad said. Stuff. He's not related to the double murder. I asked around, and people in the gallery claim that he was in his seat the entire time. Talk about cruel fate. Well, this is about all I know. Sorry. Guess I wasn't much help, huh? That's not true. I'm sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life. Edgeworth, you really are too serious for your own good. You really need to learn to relax. We wouldn't want you to die of stress, would we? Thank you for the advice, but there's no need to worry. I work in my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well. You'll see. Look at you with your game face on, ready to go. I'm making no such face. Did you know? Laughter is the best medicine, Edgeworth. Don't you get tired of making such a serious face all the time? I'm charged with making sure that all of the criminals of this world are found guilty. I have no need for laughter. There you go, making that face again. Oh well. I've got to get going. I still have a few loose ends I need to tie up. The KG-8 incident and this murder investigation. It is my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow. Plus that Detective Gumshoe. It's obvious he's lying, even though the lie is hurting his chances. Clearly this case is far from over. But whether or not that detective is the murderer can only be determined once I've completed my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Karma, I swear to uphold your honorable name, or my name isn't Miles Edgeworth. God, he's so bad at this age. Jeez Louise, Edgy. I think I have time to keep going. I don't know if I'll be able to finish the entire case today, but I can at least get to the second to be continued. Hi, Gumshoe. Oh, that guy drank way too much of the water. Oh no. Sir? Why are you saluting on the couch over there, sir? Sir, what is to become of the trial in the Cardopian embassy staff member's murder? Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely.
Huh, looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut.
I suppose it can't be helped. The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while. Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Cardopian embassy staff member? And the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell? What an outrageous circus it has all become. That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivete. An outrageous circus. Right, sir. I grow weary of this topic. Edgeworth, I will have you assigned to a different case.
Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you?
I'll consider it. Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation. Whatever for. I know that there is already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there is not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing. Oh, God. Sorry, just a second. His voice is both in my nose and in the back of my throat at the same time, and it's just not fun. Ugh. Has no right to claim such a thing as perfection.
Papa, who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I, we're competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree?
If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish. Then you're allowing us to continue. In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I love how obviously evil he's being. Like, he's setting up Edgeworth to rise so high and then just fall so hard. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Franziska, see to it I'm not disturbed, save for the results of your competition. Yes, sir.
Of course, Papa.
Franziska, thank you.
What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on.
Yes, just as you wished.
I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth.
No, I don't have enough information yet. So my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case. Except I want to look at the silly things. Hello. Wow, this thing is so incredibly detailed. My internet modeling fanboy is impressed. Huh, I'm not exactly a fan of plastic models per se. But even I can sense the superb quality of this model.
I simply cannot comprehend how that man can feel so much love for such a trifle.
Oh, I see.
You're a disciple of my father, so you would do well to guard yourself against an interest in such unproductive things.
Yes, perhaps I should take up whipping people like the young lady over here. Are you okay, dude? I can't stop the water, sir! Seems that the man who was here earlier broke it by drinking from it too much.
Bunch of fools who pretended to not see the foolishly foolish actions of a foolish fool!
Well then, why don't you lend the officer a hand?
As if I should have anything to do with this. Besides, that water-drinking fool's mouth is the thing that officer should be covering. Let's give that officer a description of the water guzzler later.
She seems to have quite the grudge. Sounds to me like someone wanted a drink.
Oh no.
Whoa, lag, hi. Sir, nothing to report, sir! If there is no one who will make this man take responsibility for his actions on the job...
Looks like we have no choice but to report this to Papa. Then this guard can have fun in a waking nightmare after being awakened from his dream.
Actually, let's not. Kind of feel sorry for him now. Poor buddy. Okay, I'm gonna talk to Gumshoe Lass. Hi. Miss you. Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you?
You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I am Franziska von Karma, and I am about to become the successor to the family name.
About to? Guess that means that for now, you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are. Why are you whipping me? Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask of you. Look at you! Eyebrows scrunched with lines on your forehead. And that to ask of you. What exactly is so funny? Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere. Apparently they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school. I feel much better now. So what does he want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. We were in defendant lobby number 1 the whole time, up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. You were with Detective Bad. Why? We had a little something to discuss, that's all. So I take it that you are acquaintances with Detective Bad? Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG-8 incident. Detective Bad is also related to that incident? That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth?
Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the KG-8 incident from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, Miss Yu?
Victim of that case, CCU, was my little sister. You're making that super serious face again. I'm fine, really. I just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Now, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday? I'd say they met up just about every single time the Yatagarasu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes. I see. Did he mention that he was in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier? Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail. You claim that at the time of the murder you were with Detective Bad.
But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during a recess?
We do. That's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening and he dragged Mr. Rull away. And after that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked. And what did you talk with Detective Bad about? Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more. Bloody... When she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred. So I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2. I see. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mackerel. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu, is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard that it was the Yatagarasu that had made off with the evidence from KG-8, I began to ask Mr. Rull all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rull was not the Yatagarasu. He had just made that up. He made it up. Mr. Rull's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there was no footage of him sneaking into the Cadopian embassy itself.
Hold on just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you knew that he was not the real Yatagarasu? And that he was just another cold-blooded killer? And she's getting higher and higher? Ah! And you were ready to defend him?
Yeah, that's right. I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals.
That's why defense lawyers are so detestable. But they are no match for us von Karmas.
I don't believe it! You're serious! Why don't you save that face for something really worth being serious about? And Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, alright? And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer. Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rull was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him. Ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. I'm sorry. Forgive my rashness. Miss Yu, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu, huh? I don't really know much about that character myself. But I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them. Requests from companies? The Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know.
All right then, perhaps the Yatagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives.
You're not very funny. Or witty. Are you, little Miss Von Karma? Franziska, be careful about who you whip. Choose care. Oh, ah!
There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted.
Just now was hilarious, little Missy.
Of course it was.
What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight?
And so in the end, what is the Atagarasu? I have to say, I've never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany.
The Atagarasu deals in information, namely in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. The Atagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and makes it public for all to see.
Vigilante or not, this person sounds just like another criminal to me.
I suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now thanks to that thief. Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. Suppose I gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Hello, Detective. Detective Gumshoe? Hey, it's you, pal. You're here. Ouch!
As am I. Acknowledge me.
I don't think you needed to whip him to let you know that. I didn't do it, pal. I swear on my honor as a detective. I really didn't. Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, Detective. Once the investigation is fully over, should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you. Have a heart, pal. But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about if you really are innocent, that is. That's right. Hey, pal, go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, will you? I would have done so even had you not requested me to, Detective. So you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? What exactly did you do to make him so angry? I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. Turns out, he was mad at me because of my very first day as a detective. I reported in my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department. By the time I got down to Criminal Affairs, I was really, really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech.
I remember doing the same exact thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I'd always wind up going to my old classroom.
How pathetic for the detective to be comparable to a mere schoolchild. Ouch. You claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so, and from whom? Earlier at around 3:20, and from Detective Bad, pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn, so I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday.
And yet, something did happen to him, correct? It looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty.
Oh, the words sting worse than your whip, pal. So it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard, huh? Now then, Detective Gumshoe, is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Nope, not a thing, pal.
In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on your personage.
Wait! You can't do that!
There's nothing of any particular value here.
Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so you know. And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket? Hands off, pal!
Just show it to us already!
Oh! Aww. Annual bonus check within. $5 total. Except there is no check inside. You've had your look, now give it back, pal! It's my first bonus as a brand new detective! I just got it and cashed it today. I had literally no cash on me until I did, you know? Damn, Gumshoe. Fuck. That envelope is really special to me, now give it back!
We don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry, we'll throw it away for you later.
How could you? Jesus. Poor Gumshoe. Someone give him a raise, my god. I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask that you wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood. But please make it brief, sir. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. What? I didn't mean to look at the bookshelf. Judge's trial exchange log? Appears to be a journal where the various judges share their thoughts and ideas. Real daily lives of the judges are laid out here on these pages.
There's nothing about the court in here. It's just page after page of unrelated drivel.
Judging by the content, they are very enthusiastic about the courthouse's daily menu. And it would appear that fried oysters are a favorite.
I have no use for such foolishly foolish words from that foolishly foolish crowd.
Someone please assure me that this is not the true state of the country's judiciary. Can I... Oh. That's not what I wanted. No, I didn't want to talk to you. Do it. Okay. Talk? Hi. Present your testimony. You told me earlier that you had heard no sound other than the gunshot down in the hallway. Is that correct? No mistake about it, pal. Then you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct? Yup, not even a single lamp passed through that hallway while I was on duty. You do realize that the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself. Huh? Oh. But it's true! I didn't see anyone go through the hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, pal! I bet the killer found a way to kill the two guys that's beyond what I could even imagine! So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. But why would he do so, given the situation he's in? We'll leave a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant lobbies is in order. Hi? Okay, what are you doing? Ah, you!
Oh, Jesus!
No!
How could you have not noticed that coming?
Wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier? Yep, we gave her $1. Kids can sometimes be so cruel.
Looks like she dropped something.
A Swiss roll. Courthouse special. Huh.
Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead.
I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt to the next time we meet. I believe I've asked all I need to of this man. Now for Detective Bad and the judge.
We have to confirm who is correct in the judge or that scruff face, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of the lobby number 2 next, then.
I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Franziska? Oh. Where is everything? Hold on. Oh god, the lag. So, did you see anything else? No, I don't think so. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law. That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions. Anytime, Detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Man, everyone has loose ends to tie up. Oh, you're that new prosecutor Mr. Von Karma recommended, right? My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor.
And I'm Manfred von Karma's daughter, Franziska von Karma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor.
I see. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Mr. Von Karma. Wait, what did he say? And Miss What? I bit my tongue. Are you all right, Your Honor?
Please feel free to refer to me as just Miss Von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine.
Apparently somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title.
Oh, very well then. I shall call you Miss Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. How about your earlier testimony?
Yes, what about it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw.
All right. After all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law. I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor.
Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that detective's exact movements. I'm not talking to you for a moment, Your Honor. Hi? Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer?
Nope, just the fingerprints of those involved with the case, sir.
I guess we know all of the players in this case then, huh?
It would appear that way, but I have the nagging feeling that we're missing something. I suspect that we're missing is hiding right here in the crime scene somewhere. What are you doing? Did you find something, officer? I think there's a $5 bill back there. Come on, just a little more.
Is there no one working this crime scene who isn't a total waste of living tissue?
Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person we could deem useful here.
It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods.
Just lovely. What will they think of next?
Don't be a jerk in the court with like these beef jerks. 1 packet for $9. Defendant's fresh milk. 1/2 pint for $7. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. For $6. They're awfully overpriced.
The lineup is simply awful. Period.
Speaking of snacks, I wonder if there's that Swiss roll the little girl dropped is from this machine.
I was wondering about that myself. I guess I need to... Oh, okay, not yet. Oh, hello, Judge. Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder?
Do you suspect me of something?
No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor.
Very well. You may continue with your testimony.
Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after.
Oh! I had no idea you were chasing after me for my testimony.
I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge. You'll never escape him, Edgeworth. No, you get 1 trial without him. I'm pretty sure.
Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. If you go take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window. That is the window to the men's restroom.
Oh. Awkward.
In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. When I was going into the restroom, that detective, Gumshoe, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machines buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore.
Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Please, let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious. That's why finally whole judge's intuition said. Although, well, until the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off.
Apparently, this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. That's probably all I'm going to find out from His Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now?
Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor.
Anytime, Mr. Edgeworth, anytime.
The judges in this country seem rather friendly.
Yes, if not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. Somehow. Quite strange. Her run is cute. I'm gonna look at this now. What is this? It's a pink-colored piece of trash made of rubber. I feel like I've seen something like this before.
Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. But but you know, the fact that there is a litterer running loose inside this courthouse, it's simply unforgivable.
Ugh! It's not like it was I who littered!
Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin.
What are you telling me, Francisca?
What's the matter?
I pricked myself on one of these cactus's needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp.
Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to...
sorry, just a second. I had a little bit of... I have never liked cactuses. They make me very uncomfy. When I was 3 and I was visiting my grandparents up in Idaho, my grandpa ran, like, he was the forest ranger in charge of the City of Rocks for a long time. And so we were out in the City of Rocks just, you know, looking at things, having a lunch out there or something. I can't remember exactly. And my sibling, like, so my older sister and my older cousins were all running ahead of us. And I wanted to chase after them because, you know, a little kid wants to be with the older people because they're cool. And I guess I just did not have the best running legs or something at 2 to 3. And I totally tripped on myself and face planted with my hands above my head, kind of, you know, sprawled out. Yeah, my hand landed straight on a cactus. Just so painful. And, like, to me, I know it didn't actually do this, but, like, I remember it looking like I was bleeding purple almost, or like blue. And I think that was because my hand was swelling while I was bleeding. I think that was it. But then I remembered my grandma having to spray my hand with antiseptic, which stung like a bitch as she's pulling out each and every single needle with tweezers. And my grandma, being older, she was not the most steady and she was very slow. So I can't deal with cactuses. So even the thought of a cactus landing on someone's head just,
Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case.
Do you really think so? Because I believe that this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related. It stabbed me. I'm getting revenge on it.
Oh, well then I look forward to your explanation on how exactly it is related.
The ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel that they can pick up such comparatively large objects to their size.
Well, if you want to carry the mighty Von Karma name and not be squished under it, you'd better work extra hard, just like these ants.
The same goes for you, Francisca. Oh, not that. I forget how to change. There we go.
What are these black speckles?
I believe it's a pile of ants eating away.
Ooh, that detective. He claims that not a single ant slipped by him. And yet here is a whole hill of them.
Ah! What are you hitting me for?
As a replacement for that pathetic detective.
Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts.
Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating.
From the look of and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll.
Miles Edgeworth, the courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times.
No, it wasn't me that dropped food on the ground.
The courthouse must be kept clean.
Poor Edgeworth is just so abused. The dirt on this bench smells like some sort of sweet substance.
I can't believe there is someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame.
Calm down, Francisca. Now take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look kind of like a handprint to you?
I suppose it could be.
Which means that perhaps we can lift the prints of the person who sullied this bench.
I see. And then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob.
You there, the lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to? Sir, yes, sir. Gotta readjust. Ugh. Got the results of the fingerprints analysis, sir.
And? Do we know who they belong to? Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Oh, interesting. Good work, officer.
And there you have it.
Yes, I suppose so.
Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench.
I sense that you will be using this information in very different ways. I think I can logic a bit here. I think that should do. Yay. These bits of chocolate and cake. Could they not have come from a Swiss roll?
A Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell a thing like that?
It may not seem like the right venue. However, it is being sold right over there.
The vending machine? Ah, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. 2 for $6. Talk about expensive.
Leaving the fact that it is on the expensive aside, the fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now.
Naturally. After all, I'm here, aren't I?
Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench. He pooped. I'm kidding now.
How could he have not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable!
Don't you dare whip me again! It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts.
Contradiction? Where?
Take another look at the special courthouse vending machine as an order. I will look at it in a second. Oh wait, no, I don't think I can do that because I don't think I know what this is yet. I think I need to deduce this. About Detective Gumshoe's finances, he said that until this morning, he didn't have even a single penny on his personage.
Just how poor is that guy?
If his bonus really was only $5, then he could not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor.
Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow.
Indeed. That detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is how? Hi, Detective Bad. Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire about.
Hey, how about doing some actual work, you?
I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess. You're getting in the way of the investigation. I have an order from Mr. Von Karma himself. Plus, I still hold investigative authority. So I hear you were the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here. Faraday. That guy was just accused, you know? I just knew something was gonna happen. My detective's instincts told me.
A lot of good it did you. You couldn't even protect one lone prosecutor with it.
Franziska, I think you need to apologize.
I'm sorry.
I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bat. Please continue. He was like ready to shoot a kid. Holy shit. Excuse me. I used the phone on the first floor and called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over. And that detective's the one that showed up. And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard, Detective Bat? Yeah. I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, he came up to these
Yeah, he came up to the defendant's lobbies. We came up to the defendant's lobbies together. I can read. Holy shit. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad, and that he dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something. And that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt them. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside.
And around what time did all that take place?
Let's see. I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. After giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway. Not once.
Oh, and how can you make such a claim?
One of the guards out in this floor's main lobby swore to me he didn't.
The detective never left the hallway. Then where did he disappear off to?
That's simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2, just as I suspected.
You and I, we were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe.
It would seem that I am still missing some key pieces of information. Detective Bad, you also heard the gunshot, did you not?
Yeah. I heard it when I was in defendant lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you.
How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene?
Less than a minute.
What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot?
I grabbed the big lug who was just walking around in the hall and raced into lobby number 2. And that's when I discovered the bodies. In that order.
That makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right?
Yeah, I guess it does, little miss.
I am about to become a prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else.
Whoa! You dodge her? Fuck yeah, Bad!
You wave that thing around anymore, and I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss.
You wouldn't dare!
Just joking.
She doesn't know how to deal with him. It's great. Detective Bad is really something if he can make Franziska behave.
Are we about done?
Is there anything else I should ask him about? Time you heard the gunshot? I'd like for you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot.
It was around the end of the recess, and the trial was about to start again, I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't going to show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him, or he'd be late. And just as I thought that, bang, the sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums.
So we heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start, huh?
Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste.
Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door doing nothing.
I get the sense that he is somewhat investigating this crime scene. Or rather, that he is keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Bad, may I ask you that you cooperate with us just for a bit longer?
I don't have anything else to say to the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place.
Fine then. Be obstinate. We'll just do as we please. Come now, Miles.
You may no longer be willing to help us, however. May I ask for the forensic scientist cooperation?
Do as you like.
Okay, maybe I can do that thing. Okay. This pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of a popped balloon.
I suppose that's possible.
The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend, the windowsill cactus.
That would be the logical conclusion, yes.
Oh, okay. Having a quick chip break. I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here.
Well, I do not. I do too.
All right, Francisca, would you care to share what conclusions you've come to?
Why should I do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know. We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead.
My God, she's such a child, and I love her. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well, but first we need to pay His Honor a visit to correct his testimony. Hello, Your Honor, we teleported. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up.
Do you doubt me? I am your new suspect.
In a sense, I suppose you could say that.
Even you, a judge, are nothing but a common witness before Von Karma.
Silence in the courtroom. Silence, I say. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Mr. Genius Prosecutor successor to...
You bit your tongue again, didn't you?
As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want.
Very well, then. Your testimony, if you please. This is kind of a fun first for the series of actually, like, getting a judge to testify, in a sense. It's fun.
During the recess, I went to the restroom. There is a window on the hallway side, and in other words, I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machines. When I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. Crazy. A detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me!
Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm?
Oh! I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. I think I need to press the two statements really quick.
Hold it!
Are you sure that the person you witnessed was Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor?
Yes, I'm absolutely sure. It's hard to miss someone of his stature, even from as far away as the restroom. Besides, I can't think of anyone else with that kind of hairstyle and big beige coat.
Well, I was simply wondering if you were mistaken in what you saw.
What? Preposterous! My eyes are as sharp as can be, ready to see through lies to the truth. Although recently, things do seem a bit fuzzier than they used to be.
Clearly his eyes are not the only things that have become fuzzy. That beard is super fuzzy. Touch the beard.
But allow me to say that with all the honor and dignity of a judge, I am not mistaken in what I saw.
Oh, no. There we go.
Hold it!
He disappeared. But Your Honor, didn't you just say, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machines?
Well, yes, I did. The restroom window looks over the courtyard and right into the hallway. But just as I was about to exit, I took another look and there was no one in sight. That led me to the only solution to this mystery. That detective must have gone into the crime scene lobby number 2 at that point!
So he looked into the hallway from the restroom and over the courtyard, did he? I guess I do present that. Whoa. Okay, cool.
What was that finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? And don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone is giving testimony?
Sir, you've watched this happen in court before. Huh. If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by.
Miles Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life.
This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me.
What is that filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? That party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness!
If you must know, the uncouth bench sullier has already been placed under arrest thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor.
Oh, well that's good. Who was it?
We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench, namely Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints.
Not happy with committing just murder. He had to go and dirty the courthouse too. Guilty!
Your Honor, please calm down. While it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench, we have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder.
What do you mean?
I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true.
Oh. I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom?
It is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Franziska herself was unable to see out of that window. What, Edward? You deserve that. That was a weird delay on my game. I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. Basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom.
Then,
It seems that you have made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window. Yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe. It would effectively disappear. Sight. And they're gone. They've disappeared. They're a ghost.
what?
Do you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony has just proved that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it!
Is there something of value that you'd like to say?
Yes, actually there is. I remembered something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time.
Even if we overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he?
That might not be a bad thing. More info the better in a perfect investigation, right?
I suppose it's possible that you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot. How was that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others.
Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time?
I agree. Before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words.
I'm sorry. Honestly, I thought that sounded was just a noise popper until just now.
Now that he mentions it, right before we restarted the trial, he did talk about that. The most critical point in this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway? And whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony.
Hold it!
Your Honor. Oh, hi. There's the judge coming out of my mouth. Holy shit. Your Honor, about what you just said. I know, I couldn't believe it myself. Bang, and when the gun, and I heard that, and I had a knee-jerk reaction. Like this, I just like this. Quick. Your Honor, please remain calm when you're trying to explain yourself to me. Yes, sir. Sorry about that. Now then, I must gather myself, yes. When I heard the gunshot, there was no one in the hall. I should know, I looked. There was no one there! This judge's emotion circuit appears to be stuck on overreact.
At this point, nothing stands out to me as a contradiction in his testimony.
Franziska, if I'm correct, this testimony is hardly precision quality.
I know that, and that's why I said at this point.
I think my first line of attack will be to draw more information from His Honor. Yes, I gotta just press everything.
Hold it!
In that case, do you concede that you were overconfident in your last testimony? No, hold on there. I just said that it's possible you can't see a seated person for the rest of this time. But you know something? I don't think you know when the prints you referenced were left on the bench, do you? Oh, you have proof that it's possible the detective was sitting. I still have a problem with just when those fingerprints were left. He's right, I have yet to prove when the fingerprints were left on that bench. While he feigns ignorance, His Honor has seen a lot of life. This judge, I mustn't underestimate him. Oh my goodness.
Hold it!
As we established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into that hallway? After I called for a recess, I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened. Yes, that sounds about right. Just as I expected. What were you expecting? And I demand to know what the all-knowing smile is for. Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony. All right, if you insist. Do I present it on this or on the gun? I think with the new info I presented here. I might want to double check in a second. Yeah, give me a second. I'm gonna just double check. No, it's on that statement? Okay. So I write evidence, but I do it here.
Objection!
I cannot allow you to make an objection. What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection. Egads, I've been overruled. Jesus. Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste. What do you mean by that? You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Manfred von...
Instead of biting your tongue, apparently I couldn't read that line.
I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Franziska.
Don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back.
With your height, you need a stepladder or 4 to accomplish that. No, she wouldn't. Mr. Edgeworth, my ears are not that far gone yet, I'll have you know. I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears. Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. What did you just say? Ow, I bit my tongue. Ow. Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction? That can't be! Unfortunately, that is the truth. But I heard it clear as day! Bang! The sound of a gunshot! Fuck! Oh man, Manfred and the judge hurt me. Sound of the gunshot. We keep returning to this point of contention. That piece of evidence. I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot the judge heard really was. Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard. Balloon. I found this object in the hallway earlier. What is that pink substance? You may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon. I see. I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court record. Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony. What? Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now, there is no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at that time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene to defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct? Yes, that's exactly right. Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've heard enough of that even you can figure the rest out on your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot. What manner of trickery is this?
But it was a good effort to you put forth, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Good Lord, I'm starting to die. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified.
Francisca, shut the fuck up. Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins? Well, to be honest, I did think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed? And someone would pop a balloon in a place like this. That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse. We think confetti. The balloon the girl was holding. It explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy. Who knew that giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do? What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology. I will see to it myself that he is released. Wait. There are still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe. But why? I thought we just cleared his name. Whether we did or not, just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is to continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway. Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom. I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. Oh, damn, I thought there was going to be a to be continued right there. Yay, Gumshoe. What is it now? Is it time for my trial already? I've already told you a gazillion times, pal. I didn't do it. I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe.
No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that.
No. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that. Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental? Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in judgment on my part. Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. We have yet to prove he is completely innocent of this crime. I guess so. What are you guys talking about? In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, oh yeah, because you would, I was like, what do you mean? He can be found innocent in court? No, not with Edgeworth in his current character stage. However, if you should give false testimony. Yo! We're supposed to just threaten him, Francisca, not actually hit him yet.
My whip will object, loud and clear.
If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood?
I gotcha, pal. Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. If I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case. I came down here to this courthouse on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on until I heard the gunshot, I was in that hallway the whole time. On my honor as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal.
He's still singing the same tired tune.
In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying. It's time I pulled the information I need out of him. Okay. We know that's true. Okay, yeah. We'll talk about this one, I guess. You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, is it not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway? Of course I did something. I guarded the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else? Very well then. What exactly does guarding that door entail? Well, to put it simply, oh, I know. It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch. Oh? Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of? You got it, pal! I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered to not to. La la la. Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden? Because we are all in shock and in awe of your utter stupidity.
Scruffy! If you're going to lie, at least tell us a more believable one.
Ouch! But I'm not lying. I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close. You dumbass.
Objection!
I have an objection. What is it, pal? Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere. Hey, it's one of those things. The courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal? Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the sullied hallway bench. Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this.
You inconsiderate, slovenly pig!
I promise to clean it up later, I swear! Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move even a single step from in front of that door? If that really were the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls?
Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of that door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands?
No! It appears that Francisco's whip can do more damage than my words alone can. Alright, I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? I thought I'd get chewed out again if everyone found out about me eating on the job. So I didn't want to say anything. Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Okay, I'm sorry for lying. That's all I'm sorry for. You got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back. That last statement may sound like it makes sense. However, there is something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us? Huh? Of course I'm not. I've got nothing else to hide, pal.
Objection!
Oh, if only that were true, Detective Gumshoe. But it is true, pal. I swear there's nothing else. Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you are aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct? Huh? Remind me again, pal?
That vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack.
And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Oh. Let me ask you then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation to that? I told you, I bought it by myself, pal!
There wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me, so there's no one who could have helped me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You got some kind of proof that there was someone else in the hallway, don't you? Correct. As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait. You do? Of course I do. What? How?
It is a balloon.
What?
Take that!
It's not the balloon? Seriously? Oh, is it because... No, that can't be it. Hey, hold on. If it's the Swiss roll, I'll be mad, because it's like, what? How is that evidence? Are you kidding me? Oh, god damn it. This is dumb. Come on, just skip the dialogue, please. It's the fuck... God damn it. Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal! Ah, I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls. Wait, you didn't buy it? And that means you must have stolen it, you thief! What? I would never do such a thing! All you liars are the same. You start out as thieves. You're under arrest, pal. I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. But in that case, what does that say about you, detective? Oh. This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone. Oh? There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them. But you then gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you? No way, pal. You got it all wrong. I ate both of them. Oh. You dodged that time. Good for you. It would appear that we have caught you at last. Hey, don't you dare do anything bad to that girl! It would appear that they do know each other after all. So, why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow?
I have a name and it's Kay!
Kay what?
Kay Faraday!
Faraday? Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter?
I'm not a you, I'm a Kay!
Kay, you know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do.
Well, then you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, mister!
Gummy? My guess is that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe.
What a cute nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong.
Kay? It appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail. Rawr! Hello, small child. Please don't kick me again. Now then, Kay.
She's like a stray cat.
I wonder if I should feed her something. Have your Swiss roll back. Kay, I promise to give this to you if you calm down.
Oh, a Swiss roll!
It really belongs to you, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy.
Oops. Oh my! Your father. He's... Ah, don't you say another word, pal! She doesn't know yet!
Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking.
Aw. I hate Kay, but I still can feel bad for her.
About how he's not here anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect him. Kay.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna
Aw. Sweet little kiddo.
cry.
It's all right. Let it all out. Your father just passed away after all. I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, to have this happen right in front of me. As a child, I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us.
Miles Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry?
Oh, I wasn't saying all that shit out loud, Gam. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry about that. Okay, here. How about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes? Oh. No! My cravat! Don't blow your nose on that!
I feel better now. Thanks.
I want to die. Okay. Are you going to be alright?
Yep, I'm already alright.
Somehow I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it.
I promised Daddy I'd never cry in front of strangers.
And you're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right?
That's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still going to keep all my promises.
A very brave girl, Kay.
A very good child for keeping the promises you made up to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry just for you. Thank you very much, lady. It's nothing. I'm only telling the truth after all.
It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francisca is sympathetic to Kay's feelings. Kay, what happened? What kind of person was your father?
Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world.
So to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? I suppose we are, in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals.
Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolute favorite treat, Swiss rolls.
Oh?
I want to be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard.
I see. And what have you been working hard on?
I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together.
A promise notebook. May I take a look inside, Kay?
Sure, okay.
It appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind of man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later. Do we get to read any of it? Promise 1, never take things from a stranger. Never go anywhere with a stranger. So she's already... Oh, I guess that's why she hasn't stolen anything. It's promise number 1. Always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Daddy's job is to make sure that everyone follows the rules. Kay, be a good girl and promise that you'll keep your promises to me, okay? Love, your daddy. Aww. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father.
I'm gonna try.
Hey, Kay. So I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero, too.
Yeah, you're really cool too, Gummy.
Yeah, aren't I, Kay? You befriended this small child just because she gave you an ego boost? It's with the two of them. I hunt down verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero, too.
Yes, and thanks to your oh so heroic testimony, you almost painted the dad detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail.
I'm really sorry about that.
Gummy is not a bad man, okay?
That poor judge. He's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay.
Yeah, we're friends.
In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? So I take it that you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier.
Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi.
And what was this?
Huh? Oh, before everything got crazy.
How long were the two of you together?
We only talked for a little while, and then we went on our own ways.
That's right, pal! Kay and I only talked for a little while, and that's it! Oh, which means we have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess, isn't that right? Not me!
I told you stop picking on Gummy, mister!
Very well, then. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later. Were you the one who brought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay?
Well, I didn't really have a lot of money. And I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. But that still wasn't enough, and I really, really wanted one.
Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1.
And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct?
Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister.
Sure. But let me ask you, even with that dollar, you still didn't have enough, correct?
Well, that's why...
Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal!
Need I remind you that you're the one already under arrest?
No!
And Kay doesn't give her shit for that? What the fuck? I sense that Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this question.
Sorry about your ugly thing.
Yes, well, now that it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay, I have a spare. So here, you can have this one. Oh my god, it's a clip-on!
But Daddy said, never take things from a stranger.
Ah, it's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct?
Yeah, look, see, it's right here on this page.
Alright then, I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me next time we meet.
Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers.
God damn, it's a clip-on. That's the funniest fucking thing. Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Uh-oh. I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with little Kay in that hallway. Oh.
I told you to stop being mean to Gummy!
Miles Edgeworth, there is still something you have yet to resolve. I beg your pardon? You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us. Well...
Gummy, don't tell me you lied for my sake.
Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay.
Oh, so that's why. So what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation. His reason for lying is very simple.
What?
Here's what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and his and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious the detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. It's the promise notebook. Mr. Faraday and Kay's promise notebook? How does this explain anything? If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay. Which is ridiculously stupid, honestly, but also kind of sweet. What a foolishly foolish fool's fool of a foolish reason for a fool! No!
Gummy, you lied because of me, didn't you?
Because I'm your friend, Kay. That's why.
Gummy!
At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now?
Guess there's no beating you, huh, pal? Okay, I'll spill the goods. I've been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry and that snack vending machine was taunting me. But all the cash you
had on you was $5. And that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls.
Yeah, but then, like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up.
Which, weird way to talk about a kid, but whatever.
I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll. But I only had about $1 in coins.
Oh yeah, I guess that no, it takes coins, I think. I can't tell.
So we pooled my $5 and her $1 together. And bought a pack of Swiss rolls together.
But I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said,
Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me. So you didn't really get it from me, you know?
He told me it'd be okay. And he gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daddy.
Who knew that Scruffy could be so considerate? Indeed. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together.
Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it right then. The sweet taste of that cake's chocolate. I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal. Anyway, Kay, I believe this also belongs to you.
Oh, that's from the balloon I popped.
It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay.
I'm sorry.
Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away.
It was sitting high up on a windowsill where you couldn't see it. So it's just this once. I forgive you. With that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll.
Aw, okay, you little shit. Wow, you really got me there, pal.
So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other roll. And then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister.
So you kicked me, is that it?
You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister.
It's alright. I'm perfectly unharmed. Dude, you said you have a ridiculous bruise. What about this Swiss roll? Would it be alright with you if I held on to it until Detective Gumshoe was cleared of all charges and free to go?
Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay?
Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders. Hi?
Objection!
Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime. What do you mean?
It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Miss Yu.
Getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people.
What? How dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not the bad guy.
Oh, and what have we here? What is a child doing here in a courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child away. Oh, and there she goes. What? It's Callisto Yu. That girl is Mr. Faraday's. I know. So what? You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild all around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her, so to speak, for her to speak nothing of getting underfoot. I suppose you're right. However, as long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct? Yeah, but you see, isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He is the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders. I have no counter-argument to that. Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest. But the investigation is far from over. And also, you're a defense attorney. What are you doing arresting people? Oh, that's right. I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard? I suppose it is. Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal, or you may regret what comes of your negligence.
Ugh! Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this! This is unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma!
Down, Tigress! Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation.
So we're back to square one.
Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all of the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's where Detective Bad and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime. Lobby number 1. Alrighty. And with that, I am going to have to call it. I have to make dinner and such, so we will finish this case next time I get a chance and see if we could even start on the final case of the first investigations game. So thank you all for joining me. Links to Discord and I think even our Facebook are down in the description. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.